I'm here to represent the Henry family. As the songwriter says, quote, "Tears are a language that only God understands," end of quote. As I reflect on my cousin Jean and the life she has lived, I will cry tears, not of sorrow, but of joy and of thanksgiving for her life. She has lived a fulfilled life. The world and all the things in it are valuable, but the most valuable thing in the world is a virtuous woman. I can thus safely say that Jean was not only a virtuous woman, but a woman of God. As I reflect, I have so many fond memories of Jean. Jean was industrious, as busy as a bee. Jean was always taking charge. Jean was always in charge. Jean was generous, not only in material things, but in a spiritual way. Jean was organized and organized everyone around her. Jean was mother to so many of us, and especially to her siblings and those she came in contact with. But most importantly, Jean was the glue that kept this family together. And though Jean and I are relatives, we were also good friends. Friendship is a priceless gift. Friends are like angels who always bring sunshine to your life. When you plant a seed of friendship, you reap a bouquet of happiness. Lois Kaufman. In Jean, I found a true friend, a confidant, and a woman of integrity. Her memory lives on. I will remember her in life, not in death. I leave with you this saying: truly great friends are hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to forget.
Reverend Williams, ladies and gentlemen, family all, I would like on behalf of the Roy's family to offer condolences to Jean's, the Henry's part of the family. And I'm going to ask all the Roys who are related to Jean to stand. Thank you very much. You see, the whole church is standing. And my husband used to say that, go away, your Roys, you know, clan. And we are called a clan. And you know what a clan is? A clan is a government within a government. And so we have been our own government. We have bonded together. And once the name Roy's, we don't care how long it is. If it is how many years down the line, you are a Roy's, and we always stick together. And so we would like to offer our own condolences to ourselves, because we have missed somebody who was vital in our lives. You know, Jean, we grew up together in York Castle. And you know, in every age is born an icon. Growing up in York Castle in the 60s, Jean was an icon to the rest of us as young people. She was a very joyful person, always enthusiastic about the many different activities we participated in at church or in the community. And I want you for a moment to take a look at the picture. That was Jean as I remembered her. She was full of fun. When we were at church, Jean was the one who had that sparkle in her eyes, and she would do that. And the rest of us would be in stitches. We would be laughing. I remember a particular time, a young man came in, not so young, and he had on a white drill suit. And in those days, they used to wear white drills, starched and ironed and very crisp. And while he was sitting there, a chink came out from under the collar and started to play football on the back. And we were in stitches. All Jean had to do was to show her mouth. And the rest of us, much to the chagrin of Uncle Les and Uncle Edgar and Mas Alti. And they would stop the preaching, and they would give us a good tracing off, and they would continue. And Jean did not smile, she did not do anything. All she had to do was to move the mouth and show us. So that was Jean, somebody who was very happy. She was very funny. She was in charge of our Wesley Guild. And that Wesley Guild was an icon in our part of St. Anne. We were able to organize things, go to other churches, put on concerts and so on, under the auspices of Jean. And she would keep us all in order. She was a little older than the rest of us, but she made sure she kept us in order. She was a kind person. She was one of the first young persons in our age group to work. And she worked at Cousin Mavis's drugstore in Claremont. And some of you will remember that. And whatever help I see Pam there smiling, she remembers there at Cousin Mavis. And you know, when in our family, as soon as one person comes out, the rest of us are in awe and we revere them. We love one another and we like to see when they come to something. And Jean was there, and she, in whatever way she could help us, she would do so. She was one of those persons who will be forever young. And we look back at her with fond memories, and we pray that her soul will rest in peace. Now for the family, I don't know what Hartley is going to do. Jean and June, my two sisters-in-law, and we keep mixing up the name by calling June Jean and Jean June. Know that it is only June. We will have to reprogram our mouths. But Jean and June have been so close. June, please stand and let us recognize you. June has been our close friend. Thank you, June, and confidant. And all these months that she has been going to therapy, June has been there with her, you see? Jean was married to one of my brothers. And those who know Perty know that Perty was a very interesting person. When we went to the house, he said, Jean, they get anything to eat yet? Jean, so-and-so, Jean. And Jean was always at his beck and call. All the young people flocked to her house. And after a day or two, she would give them a key. You go out and enjoy yourself. And she's not waiting there for them. They go and they enjoy themselves and they come back. And so Jean has been very close to all her nieces and nephews. And I'm sure that her presence, they won't even recognize what is happening until after today, when they know that there is no more Jean, but she will live in our hearts. She was that kind of person. She was that beautiful person. And on behalf of the Roys, we would like to tell Norma and Clarice and Denham and Alan and all the nieces and Glenn, we want to tell you that we love Jean. Perty loved her with an everlasting love. And I'm sure wherever he is today, he's smiling and said, Jean, you come? And Jean is going to say to all of us this morning, don't grieve for me, for now I am free. I'm following the path that God has laid for me. I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned away and left it all. I could not stay another day, to laugh, to love, to work or play. Tasks left undone must stay that way. I found that place at the close of day. If my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joy. A friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Yes, these things I too will miss. Be not burdened with times of sorrow. I wish you the sunshine of tomorrow. My life's been full. I savored much. Good friends, good times, a loved one's touch. Perhaps my time seemed all too short. Don't lengthen it now with undue grief. Lift up your heart and share with me. God wanted me now, and I am free.
I know that my Redeemer liveth. And that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand. Of them that sleep.
It is always awkward for me in difficult times like these to find the right words to say just what I feel. It is called a fallen limb. A limb has fallen from the family tree. I keep hearing a voice that says, "Grieve not for me." I'm following the path God laid, you see. I took his hand when I heard him call. Remember the good times, the laughters, the songs. Remember the good friends as I passed along. The good life I lived while I was strong. These too I shall miss as I travel along. I could not stay another day. My work on earth was done. I had to take my journey before the sun was down. My mind is at ease, and my soul is at rest. I found sweet peace with Jesus, and remember that I am blessed. Goodbye. Goodbye, Thelma. Goodbye. God be with you.
When you hear these words, just think of Aunt Jean, Thelma, saying them to you.
Say to the Lord, my
you, Jean.